Hello and welcome everyone to the Warhammer Meta Chasers. This is your regular Thursday live show talking about the biggest and best Warhammer 40,000 tournaments coming up over the weekend. My name is Paul, your host. I'm joined by Adam Camilleri.
G'day.
And the mogul Dustin Henshaw.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone in the chat. Welcome everyone in your cars, your computer, wherever you're listening to us. Reminder, you can come here and hang out with us while we do this on Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern time. But we appreciate it no matter how you listen to us. Welcome to the show, everybody. We have some amazing events to talk about, but also want to give some event shout outs. Number one, Where's War Games Live? They're going to be at Planet Arcanite 2024 in Kansas City, Missouri. That is an amazing 40K town. Actually, had a lot of fun there.
I hear only good things, even though I find the geographical situation of that city inane. I respect its 40K hustle.
It is a bit confusing. Especially if you're looking at it or trying to figure out which airport to go to. I guess.
I'm so bad at that.
Yeah, it'd be such a mess.
They've
but this is a banger week for 40K. Sorry, Paul. Go.
Oh, no. They've got a cool little brewery area in that town. They've got a place called the Power Light District where there's a bunch of cool places to kind of hang out and stuff to see people near the stadium and everything. Anyway. Great.
Do they call it the Power Light District because every other district still has like gas burners or candles, or in that place is the only bit with power lights?
I do not know the
That's
origin.
obviously what it is. There's no other explanation.
That it could only be that, right?
It could only be that. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Well, the main events we're going to be covering in the meat of the show is the California Team Championships, Cascade Clash, and the Meta 40K Marcius, which
I think might be March. I think Marcius might be March, or it's a dude's name.
Could be all of it.
It sounds like a gladiator.
It does, doesn't it? I'm gonna look up Marcius.
I read it, just because it was there. But you're probably right. It probably is March.
That makes sense.
Going to give, but the event shout outs. Oh, there's so much 40K happening all over the world. It's an awesome time to be rolling dice. I think this is also a testament to how kind of like thriving the actual meta is, where everybody feels like they can get out there, participate, have a great time. We're going to be doing some shout outs to the Italian Royal Rumble in Northern Italy. 90 players, 18 teams of 5. The Sydney Teams Open. It's in New South Wales, Australia. 81 players and 16 teams of 5. Does that math add up?
No, one person bought a coach. I believe it's like one coach. That's it.
That coach. They put the list in, so just in case, Perfect.
We have Australia RS Tabletop Network in chat, who I believe is going to stream that event. So you might be able to check over there. Please feel free to plug. We don't usually, go and plug yourself in our chat, but please feel free to if you are, mate, because we'd love to be able to direct some views your way. Should be an awesome event. And if not, I believe Scott Duval, who runs that channel, is the judge for the event. So one way or another, he's involved, and he can give it a little bit of a shout out if there's any notable notes that we should have read out and we didn't.
The Barry Bash, hosted by none other than a friend of the show, Scary. Like to talk about this event every single time that it comes up because, put in all the legwork, keeping it going for years.
10 years.
Yeah, man.
10 years.
Yeah.
Things had a bit of a location change.
Absolutely fantastic job by Scary. One of these venerable old head events that have got some lineage, some tradition. But it's not even in Barry, mate. It's in Thornton.
No,
what's going on? Okay. Should be called. You can see who writes the notes here because there's a mate in that with a Y. It should be renamed to the somewhere a bit out of Barry Bash.
To be fair, this is actually going back to the old venue that it used to be in, like the golf course, which is a fantastic venue. And yeah, it's slightly on the outskirts of Barry, I guess.
So the slightly outside Barry Bash.
Yeah, it's slightly outside Barry Bash.
Live. It can be anywhere as long as the heart of the event goes with it, and Scary's going to bring it, and all the people that have been coming over the years, and which has grown. Events like that, they are just really rooted in the passion for the game and the community. You see those things build, and again, it's now probably a tradition for them as well, the attendees as well. Check it out if you can.
And I believe it is being streamed as well, so we've watched those games too.
Ooh.
Very nice. First event we're going to be covering here is the California Team Championships for Garden Grove in California, US. 188 players, 38 teams of 5. Be curious to see if this, of course, the faction makeup in a team event. Most team events do not allow you to represent more than one of a faction on a team.
So this one has made an exception for Space Marines.
That's
really
gonna bring that up. Yep. So
I think I was told there's no duplicate data sheets if you are playing multiple Space Marines.
Oh,
which is actually
That's
kind of harder because you go like, well, here's one really good Space Marines list with all the good stuff and the ugly stepchild. Or you can have two mediocre Space Marines list if you've got two really good Space Marine players. So it is kind of still rough.
One of them's going to be Ironstorm, 100%. One of them's Ironstorm.
Yeah, there's a list out there for Ironstorm, and then there's a list for like all infantry type stuff. I mean, you can do at least two.
You can do it.
You just know though, if there are two, one of them has the thumb on the other guy's back, like, don't take my stuff. This is mine.
I hope that they've at least broken it out where you can't do the same, detachment.
That would be good as well. You would want that to happen. Oh, here's the old Predator Ironstorm. Here's the old Gladiator Ironstorm, and no one has a good time. That's rough.
But well, look, we'll see. Obviously, we are big on the empowerment of the organizers to make whatever rules for their events that they're doing. They're putting up all the risk, all the effort. So details if anybody's going there in the chat, let us know. But what we're going to see there, this is where they talk about the factions. It may skew what we see a little bit from the faction count. Remember, nothing else can go above that 50%. Or 100, sorry, one of each per team. So nothing can be represented more than the 38 times.
You were going to say something? Okay.
No.
I heard you take a breath, and I was just waiting for you to actually say something. Okay. So we are going to be seeing the Imperial Super faction. There are 10 Sisters of Battle, 13 Custodes, 3 AdMech, 12 Astra Militarum, 5 Grey Knights, and 9 Imperial Knights. Space Marines, there's 11 Adeptus Astartes, 3 Dark Angels, 2 Space Wolves, 5 Blood Angels. I think that's going to be a lot of the other, the melee ones. 2 Death Watch, and 8 Black Templar. Ironstorm. Chaos, there is 7 Chaos Space Marines. There's 7 T-Sun, 7 Death Guard. 7. 4 World Leaders, 5 Demons, and 5 Chaos Knights. Xenos, there are 17 Necrons, 13 Orcs, 7 Tau, and 8 Votan. Hive Mind, there's 9 Tyranids and 2 GC, they're called. And then finishing out there is Eldari with 5 Drukhari and 14 Eldari, meaning the faction podium is 17 Necrons in first. Eldari pulling in a close second at 14, and then Orcs and Custodes in third. So aside from the Orcs, that I think is the top 3 right now.
I agree. Yeah. Apart from Orcs, that is, which I think Orcs is a regional flavor. I find there actually
for teams is actually, seeing that high representation doesn't surprise me. They are great teams.
In California, we do see a influx of Orc players.
Oh, that's true. It is California.
Yeah, there is a bit of an Orc flavor in California. I don't know,
the Wastelands. War Boss Doug out there.
That's right.
Yeah, it's spot on. We have Carl Norman in chat who was helping me out a lot with these stats. In addition, he gave us a little bit of a breakdown on some of the most used factions. So I can tell you that I looked up and I think I found 17 Necrons, but he when he did the stats for me, I think a little while ago, it was 16, 11 of which are Canoptic Court, 4 of which are Hypercrypt, and 1 of which is an Awakened Dynasty. So Canoptic Court still over and above the Taken detachment there. Tyranids, of which there are 9, is 7 Invasion Fleet and 2 are Vanguard. So Invasion Fleet, the Index detachment, is well and truly head and shoulders by the rest.
Really?
Yeah, 2 Vanguards. No Endless Swarm. No one's got the back muscles to play it. All 5 of the Drukhari players are playing Sky Splinter. We have in the Space Marines breakdown. The Gladiator, there's 5 Gladiators Task Force. 1 Storm
you got it right to hand. Nice.
Yeah, 7 Ironstorms of the Space Marines, 1 Firestorm, and then 4 Vanguards. So Ironstorm is the leader, but Gladius is actually hot on his heels, and quite a few Vanguards there behind as well. So it's actually a better spread for Space Marines than I would have thought.
It's funny that the Index detachments are actually seeing a lot of play in almost every faction right now. Even Necrons, not obviously as prominent in Necrons, but you're still seeing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of theme in the Index attachments. I mean,
there is.
Well, I will say whatever you want about GW. You cannot deny that the first detachment they have to everyone apart from Drukhari, every single detachment they gave us in the Index has been the top 3 ways to play the game after they've gotten the Codex.
Yep,
it's been on the So they did a good job giving you a well-rounded way to play the game from the off, and then it shows some forethought. It shows a little bit of ingenuity on their end. Gladius is still the second or third best way to play Space Marines, depending on which sub-faction you may be playing. Invasion Fleet, just showing right there, is still the most popular way to play in California for Tyranids. And you can say that for a bunch of the others. Skitarii, I would still say it's second or third best. Hunter Cohort is still absolutely, by and large, number one. And then the same for Necrons. It's second or third for Necrons, depending on how you see Hypercrypt.
We have a team to talk about here from the event too, but it's difficult for us to peg, maybe which team we think is going to win these things. So we normally will pick what we think is going to be the highest battle point finisher here in a few minutes. But I want to call out 12 guard players, 12 Astro Militarum.
Yes.
So they're right off the podium there, and that I wonder if people are using that terrain, as a deciding factor for what they're going to bring. That also helps, in team events with having scales typically of terrains going across with the available tables where you get a little bit of choice in that.
Well, I will tell you right now, once again, thank you very much, Carl Norman gave us some notes. So 5 rounds, 1 codex per person. Like I said, their tables consist of 1 super light terrain, 1 fixed middle piece. So that is a lightish table, but a fixed middle piece, 1 G-dub table terrain setup, and then 2 standard player placed. So there is a lot of variety here.
Wow. Okay.
So there is 1 semi bowling ball, which, good luck to you all. May the first turn be ever in your
Tau and Imperial Guard all over the place.
Guard, 1 fixed middle piece, which a lot of players can play around. 1 G-dub setup, G-dub layout terrain, and then 2 standard player place. You can play for the player placed. You can play for the G-dub setup. You can play for. I think that's actually really cute, really ingenious, and adds a lot more flavor and a lot more uncertainty and chaos to the team lineup, which I actually think is really flavorful.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice setup.
Due to Kyle helping me so much out with the stats, I was able to spend a lot more time looking at lists and looking at teams. I actually found 5 teams I would have been very happy to cover, and I rolled the D6 essentially because I was only going to do one of them because we ain't got that kind of time. And this is the one that won. This is Team Zero Comp Red, I believe. I do have to give a shout out to the Xenos Petting Zoo, who 3 of the other 5 that I looked at was from them, and they've got like 30 lads coming. They've got like 6 teams.
Always a fun crowd to hang out with too, by the way, at these events.
And I wanted to give a shout out for the fact that they're like a fifth of the event is just Xenos Petting Zoo lads, something like that, something ridiculous. Yeah, well done to them being such a cornerstone of the California events. But I called them a bunch of young whippersnappers in the Team Zero comp because they're the opposite of that. They've all been playing the game for like 20 years. But the team lineup consists of Tyranids, Vanguard, Onslaught with Death Leaper, a Neuro Tyrant, and then it is just Monster Mash, even though it's in Vanguard. 3 Maliceptors, 3 Neurolictors, Norn Emissary, 2 Tyrannofexes, 3x3 Zoanthropes.
Wow.
We have a Black Templars Ironstorm with 2 Tech Marines, 3 Gladiator Reapers, 2 regular Gladiators, because you can do that. That's 5 Reapers, and 3 Predator Destructors, and then what you would expect, some Inceptors, some Scouts and stuff. We have a Chaos Space Marines list, which has Abaddon. Abaddon's coming back. He's in actually a bunch of lists this week. 2x3, yes, he is, because I think people are reaching back for the value rather than just having like, lol, my units are better than your units. People have to reach for the combos again. 2x3 Bikers, Forge Fiend, 2x5 Noise Marines, which are on the rise, a unit of 2 and a unit of 4 Obliterators, 2x5 Warp Talons, and a single unit of Nurglings. And of course, I think there's some Cultists in there as well. We have a Leagues of Votan list with an Ironmaster, a Champ, a Carl, 3 Sagittars, and a Land Fort, a unit of 6, a unit of 3 Thunderkin, a unit of 10, and a unit of 5 Hearthguard, and then 3x3 Biker Pioneers. And then lastly, we have a Skitarii Hunter Cohort AdMech list, which is kind of sick. 3 Marshals, 40 Vanguard, and of course 4 units of 10, 4 Dune Riders to tote them all around, 3 single Ballistari, and then 3x3 Dragoons, so that's 12 Walkers, 3x5 Infiltrators, so that's actually a lot of Infiltrators, and 3x5 Skystalkers. And I actually think
that's a lot of list.
That's a lot of list, man. That's a lot of list. In fact, a lot of these are a lot of list in one way or another. They're all pushing a bit of a skew in some direction. The Tyranid one is really interesting to me. I actually misspoke. There was a different Monster Mash list that I saw that was in one of the other teams that I got mixed up with this one. That was triple Maliceptor, triple Haruspex, triple Exocrine, and Carnivores with old one eye. And I was like, lol, what a lad. But that wasn't the one I rolled.
Well, I thought you were using that term in this list. You just mean nothing on 25mm bases for the most part.
Correct. It still is Monster Mash. Triple Maleceptor, a non-emissary, and 2 Tyrannofexes who do have the Ashes spray, and then 3x3 Zoes. Everything is multi-wound. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but everything there has a invulnerable save. Is that correct? Or maybe the Tyrannofexes don't.
Tyrannofexes don't, but they're a 2-up with T12. So I mean,
essentially they got a 5-up invulnerable, right?
Yeah,
because you'll get cover in it against the multi-melter.
They're pretty durable.
How disgusting is that Black Templars list in teams?
You get that, especially when there's a planet bowling ball. Like, good luck.
Yeah, dude. yeah. Just, it's actually a lot of dev wounds can come from that. 5 Reapers. Whoo!
That is a lot.
Popping off. There's popping off. If I had to say anything, the Cursed Space Marines list looks like a bit of a confidence pick. Like they have a faction specialist on that one. Because it is the only one in here that I was like doesn't look like it would go well in a singles environment, or it isn't doesn't feel specifically tuned for teams. But it still is probably a very strong list. I do like the addition of the bikers a lot.
Yeah.
My only question is, what's Abaddon doing? I think he's just kind of
by himself,
standing. Can he join? He can't join the Blitz, can he?
Can't join, but I think he can. I mean, they can hang out near him.
Yeah, that's fair enough, and they probably will. He'll probably use them like indirect pieces, because I do love that the Obliterators have that duality. Even though you're paying a lot more points for them, they can still sit behind a ruin in the middle of the board and just be like, "Do not come within XYZ inches, or blow you up." Nice, well-balanced Votann list. Very nice, well-balanced AdMech list for what it is as well. I really like this lineup. I think it's a very strong team. They're going to do extremely well, gents. But time to pick a winner.
Like too well balanced for the Votann. Like where's the skew there?
Yeah. I suppose it's a little more Thunderkin than we see sometimes. Sometimes we'll see usually we'll just see just the 6, and that's pretty much just to make sure that they've got a good game into things like Knights, because the 6th Thunderkin with the grabs absolutely annihilate Knights, and then they'll Overwatch another one to death. But yeah, you're right. It's not pushing anything particularly hard. It's pretty much a singles list.
Which might be the intent of it, right? Might be all comers.
Yeah, absolutely right. Might indeed be. All right, gents, but we're going to pick some winners. What do we got?
What faction is going to bring it down? The most battle points. Most battle points not always necessarily on the winning team.
That's correct.
And we did discuss on the second part of the last show that when we pick Space Marines, we do need to actually specify a sub faction now, because that is too diverse with the super faction now. We don't want to.
Correct.
So we are going to specify, if you want like Astartes, you either pick Astartes or Blood Angels, Black Templar, Dark Angels, etc.
Well, don't have to ask me twice.
No.
Dustin, would you like to go first?
I'm sure. I'll go first. Speaking of which, I'll take Black Templars.
Nice. Oh, what would you like, mate?
A lot of Black Templars at this. I will go with this one. I'm going to go Necrons.
Fairly good pick. I'm going to go the Eldari.
Yep.
Actually, no, I'm going to go Guard.
Ooh,
everybody's saying Eldari are past their prime.
They're not even close.
I know.
So my
issue with different units now, by the way.
Yeah, that's just using different units, exactly.
I think Eldari is an extrrimely good singles. Because I picked Eldari.
What a hot take you've got there!
Yeah.
Whoa!
So
easy.
Shut up. Let me finish. What are you talking about? Eldari used to be a very even performer. Performed just as well in singles as it did in teams, because it was good at getting a differential. The way they play now, this death by 1,000 cuts scoring machine that they are now, does not push a 20-0 differential on people. No. Does not get. I don't feel like it gets big wins anymore. I think it's a very good 10, 15 point winner, but I don't think it's going to be smashing people off the table like it used to. So I don't think I'm going to be picking them in teams event for a bit.
Yep.
That's fair. All right, gents.
That's a great
point. You guys. Oh yeah, I made a great point after you guys laughed at me.
Oh, we still have it. Oh yeah, your hot take of, hey guys, Eldari's pretty good. Did you know that? Yeah,
you don't even finish my sentence.
I think
I finished my thought, baby.
At this point,
just jump down my throat. just laying the smackdown on my candy ass.
The next event we're going to talk about is the Cascade Clash here, Mount Vernon, Washington State. I guess I was about to say there's a Mount Vernon on the other side of the country too, in the USA. 117 players, 6-round event. Are we going to see something mimicked here? Is there going to see the same trend? What's that faction lineup looking like?
The Imperial Superfaction, there are 5 Sisters of Battle, 11 Custodes, 2 AdMech, 6 Astra Militarum, 5 Grey Knights, and 3 Imperial Knights. Space Marines are 6 Adeptus Astartes, 1 Dark Angel, 8 Space Wolves, 4 Blood Angels, 1 Death Watch, and 2 Black Templar. Chaos, there's 3 Chaos Space Marines, 4 T-Suns, 6 Death Guard, 3 World Leaders, 2 Demons, and 5 Chaos Knights. Xenos, there's 11 Necrons, 5 Orcs, 4 Tau, and 2 Votan. Hive Mind, there's 6 Tyranids, and no GC, they're called.
Next time.
Yes, Dustin weeps. You are correct. Eldari, there's 3 Drukhari and 8 Eldari, meaning the faction podium is Custodes and Necrons, topping off with 11. Eldari and Space Wolves tied in second with 8. Astartes, Guard, Death Guard, and Nids tied in third with 6. This deserves a round of applause because, again, whenever we see 5 or more, and this is 7.
This is 8, man. This is the new reigning champion.
When we ever see 8 or we see 5 or more factions in the top 3 representation, that is an incredible meta. When we see 8, oh my god, it's superb.
Okay, so we're going to have an award now. I'm going to be tracking.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
They are now the world champions for faction diversity.
There it is.
Right? They have the bouquet and
Pacific Northwest is now the reigning defending world. It was last week. Was it Austin or it was Texas? Yep, they had 7, and they've just been dethroned the next week. We'll see if anybody can take it off.
Can anybody take down this meta? Like this is beautiful. This is.
We need at least 8 to be. We'll have an interim
even
champ.
Considered.
We'll have shared championships.
So what is 8? 8 is a third of the factions available.
Yeah.
How many factions do I track?
A little under the third, I think. Yeah. There's like 27, I think.
I
guess if you count Imperial Agents, it's like 20, 26, 27.
I'm tracking 26 on our breakdown. I track 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that with the Imperial Agents?
If there's Imperial Agents in, I'll add them in.
And so okay, so 27. Oh, yeah, I'm counting it. I'm counting that as a win. That's my thing now.
Fine.
I'll talk and have the distance to London. I'll take the number of factions.
Got factions in the game. Well, what's left for me? Hey, what's left for Adam? Just the hard work.
Knowing that Eldari is good.
Yeah, you can just really.
I make accurate baseline assumptions.
Accurate. Well done, Adam.
Wait, are you saying that I get to only make accurate hot takes?
That's right. You only get to make.
That's actually pretty good.
That's
the
good.
internet cannot harm me.
It is a talent.
It is a talent.
That's a pitchfork-less future. I like that. No one's coming for me. But as you can see, lovingly, I have attached a Drake meme to celebrate the fact that long live, we have a new king. The king is dead. Long live the king. But this faction breakdown is wild, even if it wasn't diverse.
Yeah.
What the hell? I do know of several pretty high caliber Space Wolves players from this area. So I'm not surprised that there's a bit of a faction, maelstrom for Space Wolves here. And in fact, the list we have to break down is, of course, from Space Wolves, because when there was 8, when they make a podium, I pay attention. And I see what's going on there.
A lot of Space Wolves players out there. Like that is some of those players for Space Wolves have been just Space Wolves players the whole time.
Yeah. And if you look at this, so it's weird, yeah. I think there's only 3 factions that evoke this in the game. Space Wolves, Orcs, and Astra Militarum. They just invoke this. I only play this. This is all I am, and I will not be changing. Hell or high water, do not care. So yeah, 100%. And it really does feel like Space Wolves, Guard, and Orcs are those 3 factions, for me at least. But the rest of this faction podium is pretty buy and buy, apart from Space Wolves. The rest of them, I'm not surprised to see Death Guard, Tyranids, anything like that up here, especially not the top 3. Necrons, apart from Space Wolves, Necrons, Stodes, and Eldari is exactly what we had in the previous event for the top 3. So pretty buy and buy. So on that note, we're going to jump over to the list I pulled out for your viewing pleasure. This is an absolute mad lad from the Pacific Northwest. His name's Tanner Herbert. He is an absolute gent. He's been on many a program in the past and was a decent lad to me while I was up in that area. He's playing Space Wolves, of course. He's got his Stormlands Task Force. He's got 2 lieutenants with combi weapons, that being the lone op lieutenant. He's got a Logan Grimnar on foot, which I've coined as Footgar. And we'll have Sledgar as the one with the sled. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it from now on. Just to absolutely trigger Dustin. 3 battle leaders on Thunderwolf and 3 wolf lords on Thunderwolf. That is 6 puppy boys. 3x5 Fenrisian wolves because they're still cheap as chips for what you get. 2x3 Inceptors, 3x5 Thundercav, and 2x10 Wolfen. So
do you know how those Inceptors were armed?
All gas, no brakes. I do not, but if
Plasma.
I had to guess, I'd say plasma. I'd say plasma. Yeah, this is this list just goes. Wolfen back on the menu, by the way. Strength 6, neg 1, 2 damage, I believe is their offensive output now, having been a little bit upgraded. But they are so cheap. So cheap. If I remember right, I think they're 16 points a model now.
It's 160 for 10, yep.
Just absolute
2 wounds, T5. Like, they are a pain to kill.
Absolute bang for your buck.
Wow.
Cheaper than it's cheaper than an intercessor, I believe. Is that correct? I think the intercessors are 18. Maybe they're 16 as well. Never mind. Either way,
they got no guns, man.
Yeah, exactly right. Foot guys not to be trifled with, apparently, by Tabletop Game Australia Iris.
No idea what you're talking about. Never heard of a foot car.
Never heard of him? Oh, he's right there. I just told you about it.
Not a thing. No.
I want to know what he joins in this. What does he do? Where does he go in this? Because he can't join any of the units.
Are you sure? I thought he could
none of
join
the Terminators.
I didn't think he was just limited. I'll check it out.
Thundercav is Thunderwolf Cavalry. Sorry, I just assumed everybody has been around since like 6th edition and knows what Thundercav is.
Really?
But we should not presume.
A lot of new a lot of new players in the game right now.
Yes, phenomenal amount of new players. So yeah, Thunderwolf Cavalry is what I was denoting there. Let me just double check. We'll check what he can join.
Oh no, he definitely can only join Terminators. It's a variety of Terminators though.
That's it. It's just the Termies. So he is just trucking around doing his thing.
So he's Lone Logan.
He is. Lone Logan. So once per battle in your charge phase, this model can use his ability. If it does until the end of the turn, you can re-roll charge rolls made for adeptus Astartes units from your army. And so there's no range restriction on that. And until the end of the turn, each time a adeptus Astartes model from your army makes a melee attack, you can re-roll the hit roll. And each time this model destroys an enemy unit, you gain a CP. So what he does essentially is he'll probably deep strike and just go for a 9 on the go turn, which is usually going to be turn 1 or turn 2. If it's going to be turn 1, he probably just deploys on the board if you guys are under the 24 away from each other, which you are in some deployments. But if you're further away, he's just going to deep strike turn 2 and go lol, unleash the Hounds of War, and just everything on the entire freaking board for you re-rolls the charge and you just pop off. I think it's sick.
Chat got it there. He's like, he's just there for the howl. The rule is called the High King of Fenris, but I like the howl better.
I like the howl.
Yep.
The Lonegan.
The howl from the Lonegan. The Lonegan howl.
Yep, the Footkin.
No, the Lonegan. Lonegan's better.
It's okay. It's only a little bit better. It's like 5% better.
I'll take it.
It's got. I do actually really like the fact that he's found a way to not take a Calidus Assassin. I've been a little bit annoyed that a Calidus Assassin is just so ubiquitous with any Imperial army, and he's like, well, I'm just going to take 2 lone up lieutenants. I'm going to sit them in my backfield as every other unit goes directly forwards. Maybe you got some Fenrisian rules like screening out against Grey Knights and like deep striking monoliths and stuff in Hypercrypt. Apart from that, everything's just like, you're over there, we're all going there. That's it. All of us. 1,870 points of my freaking list.
Oh, look, there's some objectives over there, too. That's great. It's
whatever. We'll circle back if we got time. Yeah, I love it. Apologies. They're probably units of 6. I just realized that that the Thunderwolf come in units of 6. But yeah, I did it in a rush. Anyway, they are units of 6 if anybody's listening back. They're max units. You are never paying for the 6th and not taking it.
No.
In this game.
You got to cram them in a transport. They can.
That's correct. That is correct. A lot of big bases, yes, has been pointed out by KR Quinn. Even the Fenrisian Wolves are on 40s, aren't they? Stuff like 50.
They are.
Yeah, it's like 15 Terminator models there, in addition to the 60s that the Thunderwolf Cav are on.
They are on 60s. Yep. They're
on so big. Yeah. And each one of them is getting a battle leader and a wolf lord. So they're 3 units of 8.
I love the footprint. I mean, as being a Thundercraft player from when they became super hot and playing Super Friends and that kind of stuff, all those big bases make such a big difference sometimes when you are trying to control real estate, and that is 85% of what this game is about right now.
Correct. I do love the way this feels on the table. It feels so very spatial thematic. Absolute fan. Big old fan of what this is bringing to the table. I do hate how unwieldy it is. It's a bit yikes that like my little guardsman somehow makes it through a solid wall, but an 8-foot lad on a 6-foot wolf can't get through a wall. But it is what it is.
Well, you can squeeze through the cracks. The wolf just can't crack it,
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Definitely.
If they were giant rats, they could.
They're giant rats. Yeah, for sure.
Apparently, Thunderbolts are on 50s, so we do apologize.
Oh, that would be a change. They used to be 60s.
I swear to God, they were on 60s before.
No, they definitely were on 60mm bases for sure. If they could be a change now.
Easy done, gents. All right, let's move on. What are we going to pick for some winners? Paul, you can go first. Yeah.
Oh man,
this is a crapshoot. This is an absolute.
Yeah.
Who knows?
This is tough because like good on them for all this.
Making our lives harder. Bless.
I'm going Death Guard.
It's a good pick. Adam? Oh, are you muted, Adam?
It.
Is he muted? Or...
We'll get him back.
No, I see him talking.
He
I just
can't
don't
be
hear
stopped.
him talking.
He will be back. He picked Votan. That's what he said.
Votan? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, write down Votan. Did he actually write
We'll
down
get
Votan?
his pick when he resolves that.
I'm feeling. I think I'm gonna go. This is a singles event, right? I'm gonna go with Necrons.
It is.
Yeah,
Necrons.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to argue with how dominant the Necrons are being right now, and if you are picking into a field like this, I think that it is a solid pick to do.
Oh, for sure. We're talking about singles events, right? I don't know if Necrons have big wins in them a lot of the time, kind of like Eldar, but they do win consistently.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of them.
Yep. Next event we're going to be talking about is the Meta 40K Marcius from Budapest, Hungary. I don't think we've talked about an event from Hungary before.
I don't think we have. That's amazing.
Oh, trying to get Adam back still.
He's trying to get Adam back.
We see him, but we don't hear him.
We don't hear him.
We'll get him. So we know that there's an active region. We've seen players come from all over the world for things like World Championships Warhammer. We've seen, obviously see the events come up in BCP, which is so cool. But this is a giant one, and we haven't talked about this area before. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing. 50 players, 5-round event. What are we going to see?
For the Imperial Superfaction over in Hungary, we are going to be seeing 2 Custodes, 1 AdMech, 1 Astra Militarum, 1 Grey Knight, and 1 Imperial Knight. Space Marines, there's 5 Adeptus Astartes, 2 Blood Angels, 1 Black Templar. Chaos, there's 3 Chaos Space Marines, 4 T-Suns, 3 Death Guard, 3 World Leaders, 3 Demons, and 2 Chaos Knights. Xenos, there's 6 Necrons, 2 Tau, 2 Votan. Highbind, there's 1 Tyranid, 1 G-Circle. Love Hungary already. Eldari, there's 1 Drukhari and 2 Eldari, meaning the faction podium is Necrons topping off with 6, Astartes close second with 5, and the Thousand Suns pulling up third with 4. But even 6 Necrons, and then 5 Astartes, and then 4 T-Suns means this meta is actually really well spread.
Thousand Suns been pulling down some wins recently, too.
They have been, for sure, yeah. They've actually been showing a lot of Hero Hammer play. Like a lot of it. The amount of characters the Thousand Suns are taking right now and doing well with is crazy.
I don't mind that Hero Hammer. I know that a lot of folks kind of maybe have like a bit of a, I want to say stigma is probably a wrong word, but they think that, you're playing with a bunch of characters or with Superman in an already Superman area or whatever. Like maybe you should use some of your other things or whatever. But I think it's a perfectly valid way to play.
I think it is too. Thousand Suns seem to have a really good game with it too. I don't know how people came up with it, because I feel like the characters really need the bodyguards with them, because they can be kind of picked off and they get a lot of good bonuses from it. Like the lone op within outside of 18 inches for I think it's a sorcerer. But then the ones on the disc that actually have the slowing ability, those are the ones you're seeing on their own a lot of the time, I think. correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the ones you're seeing on the own, because slowing stuff down, preventing from getting from objectives or getting charges off or getting angles on stuff, turns out it's pretty good, and it can do it for pretty cheap, like for what the ability is.
And sometimes you can just fall back on it being, Space Marines with some armor and cool extra rules.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
So
their Cabal
a lot of tricks.
abilities are really good too. Like just
which one?
Ignore their Cabal abilities. Like ignore saves. Like you don't get a save. I don't have AP. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, actually, going to talk about one of the top players in attendance with a Blood Angels list.
Oh, there we go. Well, you can handle that. This is
There's lots of different ways to play the Blood Angels nowadays, and this is actually a mechanized version. So, look at this, going with the Iron Storm Spearhead, a very popular choice. Lieutenant with a combi weapon. That gives you, I forget what that specific lieutenant gives you.
Lieutenant with a combi weapon. I'm trying to remember because I looked this up recently and I see a lot of them take it. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, but 3 Tech Marines, Master Machine War, Augury Web, 3 Ball Predators, full flamers. Look at that, getting hot. 2 Gladiator Lancers, 1 Redemptor Dread, 1 Vindicator, 2x3 Inceptors, 2x5 Scouts, Calidus, and a Vindicator. So just jumping up on the assassin count on all the extra stuff. Look at that going. I don't want to say Blood Angels thin, because Blood Angels are a Codex chapter. They can play any way they want.
Mm-hmm. The Iron Storm is interesting for Blood Angels, because normally when we see Blood Angels, we see Death Company. Because Death
Company all with jump packs and Power Fist and Inferno pistols.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're just valuable when they can reroll all hits all the time. So that's what it is. Pick an objective, reroll once to wound against enemies on the objective. Thank you, Chris. That was exactly.
Oh, the
lieutenant with the combi weapon. Yes. Yeah. That's what it was.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, I hear an Adam. I don't see an Adam, but I hear him.
You have to click allow.
Wow. All right, you all heard it. You all heard it.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, he's lone op too. Okay. Is that what these motions you were making meant for everybody that wasn't here that didn't see that? 2 words. So for those of you that are actually watching this live, you can now see that this means lone op. This is the international sign, the Hungarian sign for lone op. This is
no, they're probably going to do it better than me. So
they will do it better.
They'll probably figure it. They're probably going to do it better than me.
They probably know exactly what you're talking about. It's like it's lone op.
Can you guys hear? Can the chat hear me? Just going to confirm. Hello. Can you guys hear Adam? Say yeah or nay, please.
Your thing's ticking up. So
yeah. Man, triple flame of Baal Preds. I was like, yes, this is a unique take. I like it a lot.
And they're not bad.
Dude, they're good. I think they're good. Yeah. If you don't, so Blood Angels don't really have a unit to go inside a Redeemer, apart from if you want to do aggressors, or if you want to do foot death company, you can put them in a Redeemer, and it's very respectable. Or for the same points, you could almost take 3 Bar Predators. It's there to be 350. So it's 375. They're 125 each. They are very cheap. But you flaminate a lot more than one Redeemer does, and you cover a lot more of the board.
Yeah, you'd be everywhere.
Yeah, and they're 18-inch on their flamer. It's 18-inch on the main gun, if I remember correctly. And so you just like
on the top flamestorm cannon, the one side by sides are still
and against some armies, just like you are not stepping out that firing lane. I'm going to marshmallow the ever living out of you if you try and step up to me. The Vindicator is very cute as well. You just drive it in the middle of the table and just get it on an objective, make it into a nuisance. But there are a few things in here that I would take out. I would take out the Redemptor Dreadnought, because one thing I actually think this list would really love is the Sanguinor. A lot of the time,
if you're taking Blood Angels, you really should just have the Sanguinor, right?
I actually cannot. I have found I cannot leave the Sanguinor at home.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really
so
because
he's so
for what he plays a mind game with your opponent, and not bad. He swings first, decent attacks.
He's with precision for free.
In my mind, he's the hardest to kill lone operative in the game.
Wow.
7 wounds with a 2 up, 4 up. 7 wounds with a 2 up, 4 up.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, he's so sturdy as a lone op, man.
And you can be
But
choosy where you put him. Sometimes where you put him might just also extend his life on the game because he gets to come in and interact first.
Absolutely. What I love about this list is that when you look at this list on paper, a lot of the ways you're going to want to shut this thing down is by tapping, wrapping, and killing things in combat, killing these vehicles in combat. There's going to be some matchups where that's the only way you can deal with them. Play World Eaters, play Custodies. You got to walk these tanks down, and then you're like, lol, Sanguinor.
But I do like the commitment to the basically the bit here with this list is that taking what works, what is known to work in the meta, play a faction that you probably love. I don't want to assume too much intent on the individual, and making it work, and then finding pieces that give you the advantage. So I really respect that.
Let's be real. If he's bringing if he owns 3 ball predators, he loves Blood Angels.
He's a lad.
Yeah,
absolutely. He's a long-standing lad.
Yeah.
He's been around a while. I would say maybe he's been around as Isvan, which is his surname. As soon as I saw his surname, I'm like, my man, you're in. We do have one more list to break down. And I wanted to highlight this list for a number of different reasons, this second one. I think this is Mate is the next one. This is Adeptus Mechanicus. Is it Kazar? Yeah. Adeptus Mechanicus. Hunter Scutari Hunter cohort. So that is it pretty much the only detachment being taken. And what's annoying about this, and I guess this is me talking to a little bit of the issues with the Scutari book, or the AdMech book, kind of the Scutari book, is that this list is built around and predicated on the fact that it's taking 3 max units of Cataphron breaches, but there is no detachment that supports them enough that you would take it over the Scutari one, even if they're not the core of the army. But the army is thus 3 Tech Priest Manipuluses, a Techno-Archaeologist, 3x10 Vanguard, and a single Dune Rider, 3 max units of Cataphron Breaches, 2x5 Skystalkers, 3 Cerberus Raiders, 2x5 Infiltrators, and 3 single Dragoons with the ubiquitous gotta take Calidus Assassin, because it's too good otherwise. So yeah, that, I guess, is my criticism. I wanted to point this out, that this is a very good list, and in very good hands from what I've heard about the gentleman in question. But the list is built around the 3 units of Cataphron Breaches, but there's nothing that you can do to make the breaches better than you can do to make the Scutari better. And so it has to be in the Scutari one. And so I find that a bit frustrating, because you would want to take it in a detachment that builds upon what the Cataphrons are doing for this list. But it's not worth it, because you have the cohort, which is better than everything else. So I guess it's my criticism of the internal balance, even though I really think this is a very good list no matter what detachment you put it in.
The breachers are scary.
They are very scary. Same issues as Thunderwolf Cav, though. They're on freaking 60s.
They are massive.
Yeah.
And even though they can go through walls, it's a struggle.
Getting them all, well, what I find when you're using them is that it's very difficult to keep them out of range of being shot, or out of an angle of being shot.
Yeah.
Unless you have, like when you're using them at all, there's like, well, I guess we're out in the open for everybody. So.
Yeah. There's like almost no way you shoot without being shot, because of how big the bases are, because of how big the units are. 100%. I do love the utility units he's managed to put in this as well. The 3 single Dragoons I like quite a lot. The 2x5 Skystalkers and the 2x5 Infiltrators and the Cerberus Raiders. That's 5 units of like small profile utility units that can do a lot of damage and be a huge nuisance as well. I like that. I like those units very much. And then 3x10 Vanguard to do your objective grabbing, objective flipping, and also be a little bit debuffer on your opponent. I think this is
assassin too. It's got screens and scoring potential, and a lot of utility.
Yep, I like this one quite a bit. Did we pick factions for the previous event, boys?
We did, but we didn't get yours. You got to type yours in.
All right, so what did you guys pick?
I think I went with Necrons.
I went with Necrons, and I think you grabbed. What did you grab?
A likely story, Dustin.
I know.
I'm just taking all whatever.
Yeah, you did go with Necrons. I went with Death Guard.
I wasn't lying. Yes, you went with Death Guard. That's what it was.
Did God make the bird? Yes, I'm going Astra Militarum. I'm going Astra Militarum for like every event this week.
Nice. It's their due.
Whatever.
They're due.
Okay, well, what about
There's only one. There's only one in Budapest. Yes, Astra Militarum. I'm doing it.
Well, everyone is, trying to figure out where their list stands. Guard's going to stand strong and just throw shells at folks.
Because Cadia stands, baby. Who wants next pick? Dustin or Paul? What you got?
Go for it, Paul.
What do we have here? In this field, I'm going World Eaters. It's a chaos E.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, and Dustin, what would you like?
You know what? I am gonna take T-Suns.
Oh, I like that pick. I was going to say, if I joined in a little bit earlier, when I'm covering a brand new region, because you guys are absolutely correct, the reason this event is on the show is because we have never done a event from Hungary, and so we need to do that. We need to blaze as many horizons and to shine as many spotlights on as many metas as possible, because that is our role here, is to bring you guys the world of 40k. And I always love looking at the super faction breakdown, because we don't pay much attention to the super faction breakdown often, but when I'm entering a new meta and talking about a brand new place we've never called before, I always love to have a look. Turns out Hungary is a chaos heartland.
Looks like it.
Chaos players compared to the next highest being 10 for Xenos, which is a big old cliff of a 50-player event.
That's
so
Xenos. Yeah, so that's a big cliff. That's a very big
it
cliff.
is, considering Xenos have like freaking Necrons right at the moment. So
I know it may sound overly romantic, but I like it when there's a strong bad guy, like
me too.
faction representation
in
the game, so
that's right.
There we go. That's the event coverage for the week. I believe we covered 3 and some event shout outs. We'd like to cover as many events as we possibly can. This is an hour show. So, maybe we'll entertain some ideas on how to get more of that event in the shows that we've got. But where you can hear more about the events is in part 2 of the show, which is available to tiers on the Patreon. Patreon is one of the ways to support the show. Look, lots of different ways to support the show. Patreon is just one of those. And if you are able to do so, please go and check us out over there. For every tier is awesome, but from the second tier and higher does get you access to a second show that we do, which is a look back on the events that we covered. We try to talk about who the top 10 were. We talk about what the list did the best. We also continue to give each other elbows. About how either close or far away we were on some of our picks and hot takes, as you've seen a little glimpse into that on this episode and other episodes as well.
Expect it to get even wilder. I mean, the last couple of months have been relatively predictable. This month is an absolute crapshoot. You just take your shot, just Babe Ruth it into the distance and just see what happens.
And look, if that's not the best thing for you, then please hit the thumbs up. Leave us a 5-star reviews on wherever you are listening to this, whatever the max star is. I don't know if one of those programs out there has a 6-star. Hit the 6, so other folks can see and hear, and the algorithm say, hey, go listen to these guys talk about Warhammer, because we love it. We love y'all being here. Thanks a lot. We're getting to a point in the show that is a bit of a palate cleanser. We're changing it up this month. We're doing a little bit of a trivia. It's probably trivia.
It's trivia. Guess those points.
Guess the points. Guess dem points.
Guess dem points. I'm gonna change it to dem points. That's right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, you can play along if you're listening live on YouTube. You can play along with us by typing into the chat the answer as soon as we cue this thing up. Some kind of magic stuff.
It's all magic. It's all magic.
It is.
So,
it's all magic.
Again, for anybody that wants to participate in the chat, if you're live with us on the Thursday 9 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, that we play this every week, we are going to be doing guess dem points. So it's going to be random little pullouts of units in the game, or sometimes there's CP costs and stuff that there'll be a question of what do they cost in the game. All you have to do, type the number in the chat, press enter as fast as you can, because the faster you put it in and the closer you are to the actual number, the more points you get. And I'm pretty sure it's not Price is Right rules. It's not if closest without going over. It's just closest, the fastest you do it. So there are going to be 10 questions, 30 seconds to answer each one of them with a break in between each one. So is everybody ready to go?
I think so. I'm ready, baby.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Another round of guess dem points. I'm changing dem for next week because that's just better. It sounds better. So again, if you want to participate in this, I will read out the questions to you, so everybody listening after the fact will still at least know what we're guessing on, and you guys can kind of guess in your head and see what the answer is afterwards. And just type it into the chat, press enter, and let's see what happens. We'll keep track of who wins it this week. Australia's wants to redeem himself from last week. You started off really strong. Can you keep it going this time? Let's see.
We'll see if we can get some momentum.
Let's see. All right. Question number 1. How many points are 9 Sidonian Dragoons with taser lances? How many points are 9 Sidonian Dragoons with taser lances?
Do some math.
This is the AdMech. One of the walkers.
They changed at some point, didn't they?
They did.
Oh wow, we're all over the place. I probably
everywhere.
I've gone far too high. I think I had them in at about 70 points each.
I think they were like 55 and then went to 80 or something. I don't.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know the ones without taser. I know the ones without tasers are about 55. The Jezzails, which is super cheap for just that chassis. Not that they do that much. What did we go?
The answer is 540.
Dang.
500.
I was 90 off.
180 for 3. So 60.
Hey,
60 per.
But hey, I was quick.
You were quick. You were very quick. There you go. Okay, there we go. Australia's up there again, starting off strong. KR obviously up there strong. You're always up there too. All right. We got this. You guys are doing great so far. 5 seconds till the next one. We're gonna see what happens next. This is a little bit.
Gut.
Go with your gut. Go with your gut. How many points is a Chaos Cerestus Knight Lancer? How many points is a Chaos Cerestus Knight Lancer? The Chaos Lancer, basically.
Yep.
You're seeing a lot more of those. Ooh. I like some of these guesses. You guys, a lot of you are right there.
I think I'm pretty close. I can't remember because I always have the enhancement on mine.
Oh,
It always just comes with the enhancement.
That's where it
I
gets
can't remember.
You, right?
What's the last time I made that and I put that in the list?
Yeah, I can't remember if the enhancement was 25 or 35 points. So it's like 400, 410, 420, somewhere there.
All right. And the answer is 435.
Dang.
435. I mean, you were close. You were very close.
Yeah. I'm danced around it.
Who got dead on there?
Nobody got dead on.
Nobody. You're all losers.
Nobody got it. You're all about 30 points off each. But Durgle Matt put it pretty quickly there. That was good though. That was good. I think that was pretty close. Australia. Whoa. It's not that expensive.
He's doing the conversion.
Doing the conversion. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
You must have thought it was a Castellan.
All right. Next up. How many points are 30 Adalin Rough Riders?
Can you take
who?
30?
How many points? Yeah, you can. You gotta take some
Rough Riders.
Some nonsense. I think they're really expensive now. Jeez. They're probably not as expensive as I put in.
Did you say 90,
Nurgle Matthew's just like
3
90.
points of Rough Rider.
He's speed running. He's speed running this one. That's it.
3 points a model. Woo!
I went with 660. I went like 220 for 10, so 22 points a piece.
The answer is 420.
Yes! 240 over. Yikes.
Oh,
Paul
nailed it. Oh, there's got to be like a prize for that. The absolute perfect guess. Wow.
And I thought you were memeing putting in 420. I thought you were just a savage in disguise.
That was beautiful.
Wow. That's the first time we've had a dead on in a while.
I think so. Yeah, that was good. Very impressive. All right, next up. How many points are 9 Virtus Praetors? There is a theme to this.
Yikes.
How many points are 9 Virtus Praetors?
There are an absurd amount of points.
All right, yeah.
I'm not dead on, but I'm around about.
I think you actually might be. I think you nailed it, Adam.
I know how many there are. I know how many there are for 2, and so I just had to have a punt for how many there are for 3. I think I'm 25 off.
The correct answer is
4.
The correct answer is 675. You were close.
I was 25 off per model. Yeah. That's balls. Oh well.
Oh, Australia's coming in at 720. That was good. All right, very
nice.
Joel Atkins coming in at 2200. Okay, I mean that's custody for you. That's custodies. You get 8 points for that.
9 Orion dropships. Thank you.
18,000 points.
18,000.
Yeah, 18,000 points. Yeah,
That's all it is. All right, next up. How many points are 12 Blood Crushers?
Oh wow.
How many points?
Now I'm
12 Blood Crushers.
I'm gonna do a poll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I even think I typoed it. I was supposed to do 420.
You tried to meme and you typoed the
I
meme.
did. I got it wrong. I did 5
You didn't do the meme right. What?
What can I say? Yeah. My hands suck. The connections between my brain and my hands, not good.
A lot going on.
What was it? What is
the
it?
Correct answer is 440.
Oh, I actually got closer by missing.
220 for 6.
Nice. I had a 250.
So it's funny. You messed it up, but you got closer.
In the right direction. Yeah, I failed correctly.
You failed
well done,
correctly.
Adam.
Fail forward.
Fail forward. That's right. That works.
That's
the Adam way at this point, right?
It's the Australian way. Thank you very much.
Australian way. Oh, okay. All right, that's fair.
So it's our national anthem.
This was actually going to be a pretty close race at the end there. I'm curious to see who's going to pull it ahead. All right. Next up, how many points are 3 shining spears? You guys got the theme yet? How many points are 3 shining spears?
It's all cavalry models. It's all bikers.
Close.
3 shining spears. Surely.
Everything's dirt cheap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, 675.
How dirt cheap? How dirt cheap are we talking? I went with like 54.
54, huh? I mean,
yeah.
At one point for sure.
They're not going to be much more than 20 points each. If they are 20 points each.
The correct.
I mean, the Adeline Jackals are what, 14 each?
I don't
16
want to
each.
talk about that.
Yeah, no, you still don't take them.
The correct answer is 120.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that is expensive. Never mind.
They are expensive. It's
that
actually
is expensive.
Oh, Australia's a dead on guess.
Oh, it's time to unnerf the Eldari.
Nice.
Yeah, unnerf the Eldari so they can bring their shining spears again. Please no.
Well done.
Nicely done.
Well done, Scotty D.
Oh wow, just the speed too. Just crushed that one. Absolutely crushed it. That's gonna pull you out probably ahead in this one. They are redeeming themselves. Good job.
How many more questions we got?
3 more, I think.
No,
Yeah, 7 to 10.
Opportunity.
Next up, how many points are 18 Squighog boys?
Oh,
18.
How many points are 18 Squighog boys?
There we go. Slapping it in.
Slapping the base.
Going with that.
It is a lot of Squighog boys. I'm pretty sure like that's the max you can take Squighog boys.
Are they going to be? Is it going to be 200 for 6, or is it going to be like 180 for 6? Might be like 180 for 6.
There's no way.
Yeah, I might be. KR's I'm too low, and I'm like I'm too high. KR. Now that I've put it in.
The correct answer is 750.
Ooh, I was too low.
Oh,
wow.
It's too, you're in the shot.
Joel
Adkins nailed it. Wow, you guys are nailing this. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want. We want like a couple people getting one of them nailed every time. I love this.
Either that, mate, or they're just, quick on the cheats.
I've been consistently at half of whatever you've asked for.
All right. Next up. How many points is Morven Vol and 3 Paragon Warsuits?
Gosh.
How many points is Morven Vol and 3 Paragon Warsuits? Something you see in a lot, if not like almost all sisters lists.
Oh.
See how many sisters players are in the chat.
360. Right 360. Let's go. We got 440. We got 275. 409. That is a very specific number.
That is very specific. Yeah.
That's how you know that's balance at work right there.
That's right.
9 points.
That's right.
We should have more of those. Make more list conundrums. Like got 3.5 points left at the end.
Correct answer is 315.
Whoa!
I'm
happy with my guess.
They are ridiculously cheap for that. KR quits
very
fast
cheap.
and close. 345. Nice. Australia still pulling in points every question now. Whew. Adam, I think you're actually doing pretty well too.
Nice. Well, I was like 6 last week, so I'm hoping at least crack top 5 this one.
Well, let's be honest. You guys haven't cracked the top 3 yet. So
hey, shush. I don't know why I told you to shush, but
it's there on the screen. Well, for people listening at home, we're not doing very well right now.
Next up, how many points are 15 incubi?
Why incubi? Everything else has been mounted on something.
How many
Incubi
points
not.
are 15 incubi? Yeah, see?
15 is a weird number for this as well because they're pretty cheap. Oh, geez. They're only 1 wound.
I know, but they got they're like, you pay all the premium. They got a sharp weapon. They got.
I went under 200, which might be a mistake. We will see.
I went Scott.
I think I saw a couple people get it dead on.
That means it's not me because it's only 190.
Yeah.
Correct answer is 225. They are 70.
I'm happy with 190. Thank you very much. I'll take that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh my God, Australis nailed it again.
Damn.
Tumbled all the way down to the bottom.
All right.
He's got his app out. I swear. I call cheats. No, well done, mate.
He's only got two exact ones though. Or
yeah, he knows how to play. He knows how to play the game. He knows.
Oh yeah.
Answer fast. Be close enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, and the last one to decide it all for this week. How many points are 10 paladins?
Ooh.
How many points are 10?
They're a lot. They're a quarter of your army. All I know is that they're a quarter of your army. Maybe they're a quarter of your army with Drago. Crap.
There's
now I'm not thinking it.
I don't think
there's definitely some undershots in there, but you guys are around the right mark.
So 5 regular termies is 210. So 10 regular termies is 420. So paladins have got to be at least a bit more than that.
You should just guess 420 again. And they got it
wrong. Was it 420?
No, it's 450.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So
510. So it was with over a quarter army with Drago. Shite.
That's right. That's right. Australis again, closest there, 480, 58 points from that one. Joel coming in with 450 or 550, and then Paul 350. Okay, you got it quick enough.
Nice.
Quick enough. All right. Nice job, guys. All right, let's see who came out on top of this. I think Australis actually,
Australis is his name's Scott Duval, so I usually call him Scotty D.
Scotty D. I think Scotty D took it this week. Oh, wow. A commanding victory from Scotty D. 527. And then KR in the second with 330. And then Joel very close behind at 322. And Adam at 300. And then Paul right behind me. So close.
We did better than last week, Paul. Yay.
So we're getting better at this.
So close.
Well done, Scotty.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to those. Thanks for playing along with us. Thanks for being here live. Thanks for playing along with us. And this is not something we do every week. If you're just tuning into the show, this is our fun palate cleansing segment where we do some random stuff and have a segment, several segments like this that we rotate through. It's been a heck of a show this week. We covered a lot of Warhammer from all over the globe and we'll continue to do so week in and week out. I've had a blast.
Always
a good time, gents.
Love it. Keep this 400K going, guys.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We will see y'all next week. Have a good night.
Boy.
Good luck this weekend.
See ya.